Fingers crossed that this just looks right when I rinse it out. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Bethany, and in today's video, yes, I will be coloring my hair. So this is actually an inserted intro, so my hair is already done. So this is the color that my hair has become. It's turned out, and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I think it turned out really well. When I originally did this color from my natural hair color, I used bleach to add some balayage highlights to my hair, and then I went and took this method that I'm doing today and I put it all over my entire hair. Today we're just gonna do the roots, okay? The roots. So this part of my hair is the part of my hair that I colored. This is like day 3 hair, and I just took it out the bonnet, so pardon the frizz. But this is how my hair turned out, and I'm happy with it. I do want to note, originally I blow dried my hair, I trimmed it, and then I colored it, but I cut out the trimming portion of the hair because it was making this video too long. And so this is just the hair coloring process. What you see is what you get. We're just coloring my hair, but I do want to say, if you're going to color your hair, make sure that you blow dry it if you have naturally curly hair. If you're doing it from home, it's going to be impossible for you to see and get in between every curl, every nook and cranny of your hair. Blow drying it just makes it easier to see what you're doing, and it makes it easier to get the color like through like every single part of your hair. So that's like the first tip I want to give you guys. Blow dry your hair first. Let's get into it. What I'm going to do is, instead of bringing the brown all the way to my roots, I think I'm just gonna feather it pretty close to the roots, but I'm gonna leave a little bit of root. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I think the rooted look will look good. I know I went all the way to my roots last time, and I know I don't have a super harsh line of demarcation, but I don't know. And then I'm also not gonna add any more highlights to my hair. Originally I wanted to add more highlights, but you guys, the problem I have, the more I lighten my hair, the harder it is to maintain the health, and the more that I have to end up trimming it. And I don't want to have to keep trimming it, because I want to grow it out. So I really need to just not add any more highlights. The highlights that I do have, I mean, oh, this chair sucks so bad. You can kind of see them here. You don't really notice them because of how my curly bangs fall. You don't notice them as much, but there are some lighter pieces. It's a little dimensional. It's not all the same. You know what I'm saying? Again, like looking at my hair like this, like the hair, the color job does not look that great, okay, people? But it looks good when it's a finished product, and like I said, I'm not a professional. I'm an aspiring, you know, ratchet home professional. Is that a word? It's not. But anyways, guys, so I'm going to show you guys what color I use. I'm hoping I'm going to have enough. Usually I would start in the back of my head, but I'm not going to do that today. No. I'm going to, what am I going to do? I think I'll have enough. I'm gonna show you guys what the color is, and I'm gonna mix it up, and I'm gonna be back.
There are reasons I do have some doubts though.
So what you guys just heard was a little bit of Catfish, because I've been totally obsessed with that show. But to start my hair off, I'm sectioning off the back section. The reason I'm doing this is because I only had half of a tube of cotton, so I didn't have enough to do all of it. So I kind of just sectioned that off and was like, we'll worry about it later. I've got my clips, I got my ratchet comb, and now I'm going to be using like the rat tail that's on this like tinting brush. It's like a hair coloring brush. It's from Sally, and I use that to just like part out each section. I want to do small sections to make sure that I'm really like getting every single strand of hair. So now I'm showing you that I'm going to be applying it about 3/4 of an inch away from my scalp, or like half an inch maybe. I don't want to be too close to the scalp. The reason is because if you get it on your scalp, like on the hair close to your scalp, the heat from your scalp will heat up the product and cause it to process faster. That means that since I'm lightening my hair with this color, the roots of my hair would actually become lighter than the ends, and I don't want that reverse ombre look. It's not cute to me, so I'm trying to keep it like not at my roots, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm doing all the way through my hair. But ideally, I would have been using like cotton or some other type of barrier in between each section, so that when I laid the section on top of the section underneath of it, it wouldn't be just putting color onto the roots that are below it. And that's exactly what happened. So you know, I kind of had a feeling that would happen, but I just was like, whatever. So anyways, for these sections, I'm applying it at the top and the bottom just to make sure the product gets all the way through. And then after I place the product onto the hair, I'm going to use my fingers to really work it in and make sure that it's just like really in there. It kind of feels like shampoo, like you could kind of lather it, which was like helpful to like distribute it evenly. So I kind of did that, but as you see, when I laid that hair down, it really is just laying on the roots of the hair below it, and it kind of defeated the purpose of me like stopping midway through. So this technique really only worked on like the top layer of my hair, where nothing was laying on top of it. So that was kind of a bummer because, you know, well, you'll see what happens. But I'm just continuing through my hair, doing it the exact same way. And I'm not really worried too much if it overlaps a little bit with the hair that's already colored, because it doesn't really affect it much. Because this is a high lift color, it's not going to make that other hair any lighter. It just kind of like, you know, does its thing. And I kind of had the same similar issue, honestly, before. You can kind of see a section of my hair that's lighter, and then it goes a little darker and then lighter again. And that's called banding. And that basically just happens when you get hot roots, basically. So I was attempting to avoid that, but I didn't do that great of a job, unfortunately. And I do have plans to kind of tune up my hair color and fix it later. But when you talk about correcting hair color, that's like a whole process that I have to have time to do. And I haven't really had the time to do it lately. So this is going to have to hold us over until, you know, we get the whole thing all the way together. But like I said, for now, this totally works. So I'm just going small section by section, making sure that all the pieces are coated. And yeah, you guys will see what happens next. All right, so I've got it in. On this side, I pulled it through the roots because it already started kind of like lightening at the roots in some spots. So I wanted to kind of blend in this side. So once like the mid lengths on this side and the back kind of lighten a little bit more, I want to carry to the roots. Of course, like it's gonna get on the roots when I'm doing the top sections and lay it down, because I didn't like use cotton or anything to separate the sections. So it kind of already is on some of the roots, but I really didn't want to get hot roots, at least not too badly. So hopefully it won't be too bad in those spots where it already started lightening and it just blends out. In the event that this lightens to a color that is lighter than my rest of my hair, I will give it a shadow root, which I don't really want to have to do. So I'm just hoping that this comes out the perfect color. Because I'm going to be honest, this H16 Honey Blonde, I don't think that's the color that I used last time. I think I used Soft Brown, which is a whole different color. So we're just going to have to see. So I've just been kind of making sure I'm working it through to make sure that nothing is missed. So I did, you know, those small sections and like, you know, to make sure. This side, I feel like it's going to be ready to rinse soon. And I might just rinse just this side. I don't know. I don't know. We'll just see. But it definitely lifted it, that's for sure. I just don't want it to go too light. This side of my hair is more fine and this side is more coarse. So I probably should have started on this side if I was thinking. But clearly I wasn't. I'm just gonna go ahead and just finish it out, because I can see that it's lightened quite a bit. Anyways, go in here and get some of these dark spots. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Alright y'all, so this is what it's looking like right now. The roots are still a bit darker, so I'm going to take this opportunity to go ahead and rinse it out. They're not darker everywhere, so if I don't like how something's looking later, I can always go back and add like a little shadow root. I honestly don't know what the back looks like. Hopefully it'll look okay, because like a lot of this hair goes back from the front, from like how I split it. I split it deep, that way when it goes back, it'll all kind of be a crown of evenness, hopefully. So it looks like a pretty good match to whatever else I have going on in my hair right now. So fingers crossed that this just looks right when I rinse it out. So I'm gonna go do that now and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back out the shower video, and this is what it looks like. Not, you know, professional level, but not terrible. I'm happy with it. I'm okay, and I think it'll look fine once it grows out. There are some areas though that I'm feeling like I'm gonna have to definitely touch up. Over here it got really bright at the roots. I have some spots, but I'm not that concerned about the ones those. It's more this. That's very bright, and it's actually brighter than the ends, and so I will go back in with probably like, I don't know, a level 6 or 5 and just blend that down. That way it doesn't look like that, because that's basically hot roots, and I didn't want that, okay? And it's the same on this side. It's the same on this side. Literally the exact same situation. So that's something that I will be working on fixing probably next week. But for now, since my hair falls like this when it's dry, no one's gonna know about that, you know what I'm saying? So my hair did feel pretty dry when I rinsed it out, not going to lie. It was a bit dry, you know what I'm saying? A little bit dry, but I think overall the color turned out and blends and matches very well, especially because I'm pretty sure that's not the color I originally used to do my hair. I'm pretty sure I used soft brown, not honey blonde. It turned out decently. My hair still looks pretty natural when I pull it up. There's a couple, I mean, it looks lighter obviously, but it doesn't look like too crazy, I don't think. I don't know guys, I'm gonna put a mask in my hair for the night and I'm going to style it tomorrow. Let's put a mask in. Okay guys, so I know this looks a little crazy, but I put the deep conditioner in my hair and I just twisted it up because I'm gonna just like throw it up and go to sleep like this. I actually have in, it's an over, my hands are still dirty from putting this in, but this is the Mielle Moisture RX Hawaiian Ginger Moisturizing Overnight Conditioner. So it's made to be left in overnight, but I do this with any of my deep conditioners. So yeah, I'm just gonna put it up and I'm gonna deep condition it, and once it's styled, I will show you guys how it looks. Remember, I put out the pictures of the box of the color that I used and the soft brown on the screen, but I will link everything in the description box below if you're interested. I'm going to let this deep condition, you know, give my hair some love after, you know, putting the color in it, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the morning. Hey guys, so I wanted to obviously come back and show you guys how the color turned out. It is the next day. It's like 11 something p.m. And this is how the color turned out. So you guys can see the roots are lifted from how dark they were before. I don't know if you can really see in the back. I have my studio lights on because it's late at night. Typical me, right? But yeah, the color turned out really good. I feel like it matches and blends really well. It was between the honey blonde and the soft brown and the L'Oreal High color. I know I used the soft brown. Like, I'm pretty confident that I used that when I originally did my hair. But part of me just doesn't really remember. But the honey blonde did amazing as well. But I do think I used soft brown last time. So if you want a similar look, I would say as a base, the soft brown is really nice. The honey blonde may just be a little bit warmer. The soft brown is a little bit more neutral, I would say. But overall, it turned out really well. Let me flip my bangs back so you guys can see. So you guys can see, like, the color, it's not perfect. Like, I was telling you guys, like, there's some spots where it's just not perfect. However, for my situation and what I have going on, I think that it looks good and I'm happy with it. So just know, if you do your hair yourself, there's potential for missing parts, there's potential for it just not being as thorough as it needs to be, and going to a stylist for color is probably, well, it's definitely the best in most situations. But you know, I like to do my hair, I like to experiment with color and cutting and just whatever I can, so that is why I choose to do it myself, and this is what I did. And then of course the trim as well, I think the trim turned out good. Nothing looks too crazy or out of place, and I was glad about that, because I might not have to do too much else to it. I thought I might have to tune it up a little bit once I made it curly, but the shape looks pretty good. So wow, what a win, what a win. Anyways, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one.